Definitely a good situation, especially with the victims.
Alright, hi guys. Today we're going to be
watching
watching Police Pursuit Chase Kidnapping Kids, Tahoe SUV at Los Angeles, California Live, December 14th, 2021. Let's get to it.
Spike strips, we believe, but something like a pit maneuver, especially at
Bam! Happy Mother's Day, everyone!
Because of the fact that there are people
I
in
hope
the
you're
back of
having
this
a
car,
great
they're
week.
not going to
I
try
hope you're
something
having
like
a great
that. This
week
is also a larger
and a
vehicle
great
as well.
weekend.
They're
And I hope
pretty
you're having
limited in their options right now, just because of how
Happy Mother's
delicate
Day.
the situation
So happy
really
Mother's
is.
Day to every one of you. Happy Mother's Day to all of you. So let's get into the police chase now. The number of things you can see. They're going to try spike strips since they've already done.
That would probably
They
be
get a
the
chance.
safest way to disable this police pursuit. And I would assume that the pit, as you mentioned, Susie, would be off the table because children are inside, and that could
Will be off the table.
It'd be interesting to know what the
Could
protocol
of course
like
hurt them,
like
like
you know,
what
those
the protocol.
officers are going to be very cognizant of the
And they're
children
going to be
in this
cognizant.
vehicle. They would probably contact the family if
they
they
would
could,
probably contact the
to try to
family
reach the
if
driver,
they could
but this
try
driver's going
to
extremely
reach
fast. I don't know, Des, could we ever bring up
the driver.
miles per hour
It's
that we
lagging a
do on
bit.
occasion to find out just how fast this driver is going? I know we have that technology to do that, but it certainly is a pretty fast clip on these surface streets, which is even
Fast
more dangerous.
clip,
And
when you
it's
see
dark, it
even
looks
more
like
dangerous.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Des.
Well, I'm thinking we're 70, maybe even 80 miles an hour on surface streets right now. Looking at this, just flew by a couple of those vehicles there. So this is extremely frightening when you're talking about, you know, children in the car as well, possibly more than one. Right through another red light there, nearly clipped the back of that bus right there. You just hope that these children are at the very least in some, in some child safety seats if they're really young, or that they are, in their seatbelts, because this is pretty frightening to watch when we know that there's innocent children in here, or certainly suspected to be. That was what we heard from LAPD, is that they have a very strong suspicion that there's at least one, possibly more than one child in the vehicle here with this kidnapping suspect.
And that is a kidnapping suspect.
Out the window, maybe
that is a
something
kidnapping
to
suspect.
police. LAPD
So
still
that's a driver.
in pursuit here. We are getting pretty close to the 405, so we covered a lot of ground here on Imperial Highway through another red light.
Also,
a huge intersection right there, and we'll just at this
point,
Jeff
over there
Susie,
at this point,
we'll see if they can use spike strips again.
If they can use spike strip again at some point,
not when
they're seeing speeds this high.
Let's see if we can bring the map tracker in here and see exactly where this is. We know, is this still on Imperial Highway? Because it all started in South LA at Broadway. And we know one of those side streets was where the spike strips are deployed. We might have lost Des, but Susie, this continues to be a very dire situation. Children involved in this car here. The driver obviously
continue to be a very dire situation. There's many children.
Blowing through those red lights, so dangerous, and you can only imagine what could be happening in this car right now.
What could be happening to this car right now?
One child or
Crossing on the freeway. Two children of this kidnapping of that's chasing kidnapping suspect. That is a kidnapping suspect. That he is on a chase. So there's a DCFS right here.
To make sure that they get the information that they need to make sure that they get this person, whoever it might be.
It could be their
in
parent.
custody. We often see that happening with kidnappings. A parent takes off with two of the kids for a scheduled visit, and they never return with them.
When
the mother or father didn't know that was happening. So, Desmond, where are we now? Looks like you're going through
you're going through some freeways.
105 interchange. So we're
405,
right next to
405 and the
105
interchange. They're right next to the LAX.
If they're just driving aimlessly, or if there's a
strategy
to where they're driving right now. But we're come quite a ways now out of South LA from around Broadway and Manchester, I believe, is where we heard some of the first radio traffic on this pursuit. So now we're parallel with the LAX. You see another one of these ramps from the 105. And, of course, we're really close to LAX now, so that's not going to help our cause as far as airspace being able to keep right under this. And let's see, okay, going northbound now.
Northbound.
This may be aviation that we're going
This
north
may be an aviation.
So,
right by LAX.
You have to just bear with us here with the airspace restrictions. Hopefully we'll be able to If he continues northbound, we'll just be able to go right over LAX and keep this up with you.
We're not gonna have time to do the whole video.
Another big intersection here. And
not
right through yet
another big intersection. So we're gonna finish it.
They're just along the left. LAPD's helicopter.
This
is not good news for them because
this is not good news for them.
Really close.
They get really close to LAX.
Even LAPD has to follow some airspace restrictions.
They have to follow some airspace
restrictions. From this right now, you just notice them go through our shot. We have to see the airspace to them. Once they go through, then we can go through. So right now, this is exclusively a ground pursuit. And we have seen LAPD lose some pursuits in this manner when the airship was not able to stay overhead. So we'll see how this tracks, but we're northbound on Aviation, actively now crossing LAX.
Okay, that's northbound on Aviation, crossing LAX, and of course that's the reason why we have a long shot because going right through a red light.
They have a long shot.
High rate of speed. That's our chopper is up over LAX.
That's our chopper. It's up LAX.
That they got to be able to get around, so that's why we have
such a wide
shot on the left, which is live, and on the right is going to be that point where the police, LAPD, put out that stop stick. You see the driver do an immediate U-turn and go the other way. I don't think he ran over it.
It's unclear if they actually hit the spike strip, but they could have. But as Desmond was talking about, they were going at such a good clip.
They were doing
speed on down Imperial, and didn't look like their car was at all whatsoever. No tire damage whatsoever.
Taking a right-hand turn there again. This is a larger SUV. It appears to be either a Tahoe or a Yukon.
To be either a Tahoe or a Yukon or an older model. At least
minors in there as well. Of course,
they could be other minors. The driver is wanted for kidnapping.
This is a dispute, a domestic dispute of some sort or anything like that. We're just getting information as to the reason why this driver is wanted by police. This all began at Imperial and Broadway in South LA.
And as you can see, we're right near LAX right now, and that's why Desmond is taking this wide shot here near the airport, because as Jeff was just talking about, we're talking about LAX airspace that we can't infringe upon, so we certainly want to take caution here, but we're trying to follow it just as closely as possible. As soon as possible, we will, of course, bring you that shot once again. But if you're just joining us here on KCAL 9 News Today, this is breaking news. The LAPD in pursuit.
This is a breaking news. LAPD in pursuit.
Possibly 2 children inside this car.
Maybe possibly
at least 1 child.
2 children in the car. 1 child.
On this pursuit. Child endangerment, and then it was quickly
child endangerment
to being a kidnapping suspect. So again,
they upgraded to be a kidnapping suspect,
but on the right
but the driver is completely it's completely blacked out, not blacked out, crossing under the freeway again.
Up to Desmond Shaw on Sky 9 with the very latest as he continues to track LA's latest pursuit. Des?
Yeah, Jeff and Susie. So we just went now east on Century away from Aviation, which is not the best news for us as far as providing you a really crisp picture. So we're getting really close to SoFi Stadium. It seems pretty aimless to me as far as
close to SoFi
driving
Stadium.
goes. It looks like the speeds may have at least calmed down a little bit.
The speeds may have at least calmed down.
Right there that just went through. So we're getting really, really close to SoFi Stadium, where it does not look like there's an event. I was just thinking that it might run into some stadium traffic if there would have been a concert or something going on, but it looks like the stadium is dark this evening. So LAPD, and you may notice they still don't have their helicopter overhead because they went to go make what they call the Sepulveda transition, where they have to go over Sepulveda Boulevard, and I believe they have to, maybe my pilot Ryan will correct me, if they have to complete that transition before they can even come back the other way. So even though they're law enforcement, they don't just have free reign to do whatever they want because they're chasing a kidnapping suspect. So this is way more frustrating for LAPD's helicopter than it is for us, just because they can't keep those eyes in the air so easily when the suspect is pulling maneuvers like this. So they should be catching back up shortly. Now, once they get back on the other side of LAX, they'll have a little bit more wiggle room on this side of the airport, especially as we get farther away and crossing the 110. But eastbound on Century, not too far from SoFi Stadium and the huge entertainment district there. LAPD continuing this one. Haven't heard any word about any more spike strips or anything, but short of waiting for this driver to run out of gas or stop on their own volition, that's probably going to be one of the only strategies they have right now.
And Desmond, just out of curiosity, how come you can be in the air, but the LAPD airship cannot?
Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Well, we're
and be sure to check out this video on my channel.
The space right now. We are right over the 105,
and I'll see you guys in the next video.
The power of our zoom lens that's able
video
to provide
tomorrow.
This. So we're definitely looking
guys.
at a distance. We're
so we're gonna finish and stop right there.
Oh, that was really close.
Bye, guys.